This is my story of transformation, which began a little less than a year ago, back in March of 2021. I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, or AML, and I was admitted to the hospital and was going to go under chemotherapy. And my first night in the hospital, my wife had recommended to watch the movie Heal, and I did. And I've been aware of Dr. Joe's work before, but some things that he said in that movie really struck me. And the very next day, one of my best friends brought me a copy of Being Supernatural that had been his wife had given to him, and wrote this beautiful love letter in the beginning of the book. And it just moved me so much that I really began to dive into Dr. Joe's work, read the book in a day or so, and realized it probably was a good idea to start reading a few more books, and read the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourselves, and did all of those meditations. And then all while I was in the hospital, I knew I was going to be in the hospital for 30 or 40 days, and did the online intensive and progressive course, and spent multiple hours each day in meditation. In fact, I would use meditations. I would do meditations as I was getting treatment, and I literally was imagining the chemotherapy coming into my body and getting rid of and killing my old self. Because I, through the works, I had, recognized that I was living, predominantly in the emotion of fear and unworthiness to a certain extent. And I also utilized Dr. Joe's meditation while I was in the hospital, particularly the pineal breath, whenever I would feel nauseous or was having a fever or anything. I would do that breath, and the nausea would go away, the fever would break. It was just remarkable. And I remember one of the things, the treatments they had available to when I was in the hospital, they had Reiki. People come in every day if you wanted to, and I had a lady that was coming in every few days, and she went away, and it was over the weekend, and I've been doing the pineal gland breathing and a few meditations that incorporated that. And the next time she came in, her comment to me was, what are you doing? What's going on? You have all of this energy, I can just see it coming straight out through the top of your head. That and some other things that were going right at the time was, I think as Joe describes it, that was that one moment where I knew that the work was, that was a synchronicity, that was a little mini miracle that came to me, and that I knew, what I was doing was working, what I was doing was helping me. I eventually got out of the hospital, one additional round of chemo and some infections and so forth. A little bit later, I got out of the hospital in early June, and, dealing with all of the effects of that, I still continued to do the meditations every morning. I wanted badly to be, more involved in the community and really attend a week-long event, because I still felt in part of my mind that I was still living in the fear. I was living with the fear of, will this come back? I was actually living with the fear of even being afraid to even say, I'm afraid that, I was worried about it coming back. And so, I tried a few times to get into, I was trying to go to Marco Island, but ultimately made it to the Cancun retreat. And, like probably everybody on their first, night or so, I was stuck in my own head and getting in my own way. It's just so amazing, the way that the events are laid out. I just describe it as exactly what you need when you need it. And each day, I got a little bit more out of my own way. I trusted myself. And I think it was the first walking meditation we did. My heart was bursting open with just, love for myself and everything, standing on the beach that morning. And it really just began to make, me so aware, and things open up more and more and more. And so as we had more each and every day, the pineal gland, the 4 a.m. pineal gland meditation was, again, transformative for me. I had a mystical experience, and I came into, the week not thinking that I was the kind of person who could have a mystical experience, and they just kept continuing. And finally, on the very last walking meditation we did, the electric body meditation that we did was, just, I experienced something I've never experienced in my life. I saw that I was, part of the divine was part of me. There were all these spirits around me that were telling me that, everything that had happened in my life had happened for a reason. I see everything that happened. I see my diagnosis. I know why, I know why I got it, and I know why it was a gift to me to change my life, to change who I am, to change how I feel about who I am as a person, to love and accept myself and know that I am divine. And I would be probably one of the last people, just less than 9 months ago, to have ever felt that was something that was possible for me. So I just want to thank you from the bottom, the top, and everything in between in my heart for the event, and I can't wait to see you at the next one.